Hello! I've heard that if your hit points are above 400, you can survive any fall in Ark. For that to be true, there would need to be a terminal velocity in Ark. This would mean a player hits a certain falling speed and never falls faster than that, meaning that no matter how far they fall beyond that point, they would hit the ground with the same amount of impact. Now, there are some interesting ways to survive falls in Ark, not just with in-game items, but other lesser known methods as well. To survive a fall, you can use certain shoulder pets, such as a Sino and an Archaeopteryx. Then there are the items. The parachute, which slows you down quickly, but doesn't work if you're too close to the ground. The glider suit, which can open up and save you at the last moment, as long as you avoid the ground while moving fast. And then there is the tech boots, which stop fall damage completely. Of course, you need the tech boot engram and element in your inventory for fuel to make the tech boots work. If you're fast, you can also use the grapple to stop your falling and survive. This is a little less reliable, but if it's what you have, take the shot. Now for some lesser known methods that may or may not be intended. As you fall, you can eat narcotics, narcoberries, and so on to fall asleep. If you hit the ground asleep, you take no damage. If you wake up before you hit the ground, it resets your falling distance. You can get a similar effect by logging out and then back in, but this is less reliable. Why would this work though? The simplest explanation is that it has to do with what are called player states. Player states can include jumping, sleeping, sprinting, and basically any action that changes the animation, and what you are doing. When falling asleep, the sleep state removes the ability to move the player and puts the player into a ragdoll state. Since Unreal calculates falling off of player movement and it has been removed, you take no damage. If you're mounted, you can hop off your dino before it hits the ground to avoid fall damage as well. You can also, if you're quick, mount a dinosaur right before you hit the ground to avoid the fall damage. The next two methods may let you survive for the same reason. If you spin really fast while falling, there is a chance to survive the fall. If you open and close your inventory right before hitting the ground, you could survive the fall as well. Now, why would the two above mentioned ways let you survive falls? Well, single player, they probably won't work, but with online play, especially on laggy servers, there are latency issues. Spinning or opening and closing your inventory causes the server to sometimes misinterpret information and it calculates you falling from a much shorter height. So the more info a server is keeping up with, aka a laggier server, the more likely these methods or any methods you can use to trick the server into a different fall distance will work. Now to find out if there's a terminal velocity, we will need to fall from different heights and see how much damage we take. Let's go big and set our hit points to 1000. Now we will jump off the different height objects and see how much damage we take. First, we will jump off this rock. So, we took 463 damage. Now, let's jump off this platform on the rock and see how much damage we take. Most places to fall or jump from an Ark will be this height or less, unless of course you fall off of a flyer. Alright, we took 864 damage. Now let's set up to maximum build distance and jump from there. Alright, we took 864 damage. Now we will go even higher and jump from the back of the Squetzel to see how much damage we will take. And we took 864 damage. Now, I could extend this video and jump from intervals all the way until Skybox, but I think at this point we get the idea. So let's just head straight up to the Skybox and see how much damage we take. So from Skybox we took 864 damage. This proves that terminal velocity does exist in Ark, but is the damage we are taking percent based or flat damage? Let's test that real fast so you know how many hit points you really need to survive. The myth is 400 hit points to survive terminal velocity, so if we recall, the first jump did 463 damage, so if flying is flat damage, we will die with 400 hit points. Let's jump. And we died. So if we switch to 500 hit points and jump again, we live, and we took about 463 damage. With that, we have proven that falling is a flat damage, and you need 870 hit points minimum to survive terminal velocity. This myth is somewhat real. If you enjoyed the video, smash that like button, and have an awesome day.